here today. Thank you, everybody, for joining. My name's Doug Brunke. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Chamber, and not everybody is here yet, but we're going to get going just to respect everybody's time. And in particular, I know there's a couple people zooming in from different places, and we want to make sure that it doesn't drift too far into either nighttime or into the work hours. We've got, let's see, I think we had, let me see if I can call it back up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are ready to speak. I think there's 5, and what we often do is, if there's time at the end, if anybody else has some opportunities or other information you'd like to share, we'd love to do that. Ideally, would like to make this as interactive as possible. Cesar has already spoken with or communicated to each one of the speakers, and ideally, we like to have up to 5 minutes of presentation and then time for questions. And so hopefully that's the case, that we don't have anyone go over too much over, and that we have a dialogue, and I encourage that. As far as asking questions and getting involved in the conversations, feel free to raise your hand. That's the easiest way, because I can see that and call on you. Or, I'll just at the end, open it up and unmute yourself. I'd like to start with Terbit Jung. He's a serial entrepreneur, a magnificent one, based in Medan, Indonesia. He's, and Dwight, when you and I were meeting earlier at the Global Chamber Chicago Advisory Board, when you were talking about Indonesia and investment and medical products and healthcare products, Terbit is the man. He is a guy who routinely is wrapping up investment rounds. He's got multiple businesses that he's working on, not just in Indonesia, but all across Asia and probably the world as well. But mostly when I think of you, Terbit, I think of South Korea and Indonesia. So educate me and us about some of the more significant businesses that you're involved with and how we can help. I've really appreciated learning more about you and hearing what you're up to. I love not only the businesses that you're doing and the possibility of growth and the growth that you're already accomplishing, but also your spirit is amazing. So Terbit, I turn the floor over to you. Let us know more about some opportunities that you're involved with.
Sure. Thank you very much, Doug. Thank you very much for everyone. So yes, actually a little bit about myself. I'm Australian. I invest in Indonesia since 2012. I invest on several verticals, especially supply chain, SaaS, AI, medical equipment, and even biotech company, and even a healthcare company. So I have a multiple CEO that running for our company, and I don't really run day to day. So the opportunity that I see in Indonesia in 2012 is really is a such massive country that with a such massive population. What it is, as you know, healthcare, everything, tech is actually getting improved, but healthcare is getting more expensive. And I found out if we can have and improve the supply chain, creating our own medical technology and even our own biotech, that's going to be a huge opportunity. So as you know, if we're talking about Southeast Asia, technically biotech, we're talking about Japan, we're talking about South Korea is one of the best. So people are going to be talking about like, okay, but it's expensive. We're talking about Botox. So we talked about 2 months ago, we successful, as you know, Botox or Allergen is the largest Botox in the world, from America that control about 80% of the market share. So they're selling in a wholesale is about $110. But technically, a Botox that from South Korea, the same amount of quality, the same amount of with a KFD and FDA is only less than $15. The question is why? I mean, what's wrong? I mean, how can this factory selling to America for over $25 or $30? Okay, that's a huge problem. There's a red tape there. What kind of red tape? In order to get an FDA, they need another pharmaceutical license. But in order to ship to America, ship to Indonesia, they need another importers having the same pharmaceutical, even own a lab, even own a medical license to get it in. So it's nearly impossible. If people that already have this kind of license, they already been dealing in allergen, they've been dealing in Botulinum. That really create like a other supply chain problem. So we found the Botulinum and we found the Batak. We've solved the problem, and we also signed up a deal with South Korea for a stem cell. Stem cell is a very, very hot topic right now. So if we talk about stem cell, a treatment for dementia, arthritis, cancer, in, in America, it costs more than $15,000. We cut a deal with a factory with KFDA approved. It's only less than $5,000. So how could it be happening? Because a lot of South Korean company, they didn't know how to market overseas. They didn't know like much of the English, so that's how they have to rely on another Korean, another agent to fund on that one. So this is one of the opportunity that we talk about healthcare, pharmaceutical that's really available in South Korea that need to be discovered. And while Indonesian, they already consume a lot of this healthcare. They don't really produce much about their healthcare biotech. So when you combine these two countries, become massive. Hello?
Yep. Keep going. Somebody must have joined and had a sound happen. No worries.
Yes, so that's a one opportunity on that part. And I also cut a deal again with Bangkok. Bangkok is we talking about a plastic surgery. We're talking about like this kind of body improvement. It's also so affordable in Bangkok. But if Bangkok competing with South Korea, not really. It's just completely different market. Doc, if you recall, I met you 3 months ago, right? 2 or 3 months ago, if you recall. Is it right? Or I was mistaken?
That's right.
So, but I have to reveal another secret. I just done my plastic surgery with my neck lifting. Did you see this one?
Amazing.
Yes. I just done even my jaw lifting in South Korea. It's part of our R&D. So a lot of people are asking, hey, Terbit, but you are still 45 years, you're still young, why are you doing that? But again, it's part of our R&D to improve the cell. Then we can build into our own AI, we build our own medical record system that make it like people don't have to be scared to get beauty, but we control even the costing, we even control connecting to the customers, even the hospital data. So if we talk about opportunity, healthcare is a massive here, and Indonesia is nearly 300 million people now, and South Korea and Bangkok, they have so much of this, but they didn't know who gonna consume that one. So yeah, so I think that is on that part. But the next one is tourism. Tourism opportunity in Indonesia is so massive. We have several company from Netherlands and Singapore approaching our company. They want to establish in Bali because they think Bali is getting massive. It's more like how to monetize it. So we're talking about tourism. We're talking about like this healthcare. We're talking about even mining. So a lot of people are talking about mining, gold mining. We're talking about like coal mining. Yes, Indonesia is so rich on that. And plus with Indonesia, a new capital, that's, the president is trying to move everyone over there, especially for the economy and also for the business. So yes, if anyone that I can help to improve or helping like on this one to Indonesia and South Korea, which is my partners. I also have a Hong Kong company, China company. Yes, I'll be able to help on that part. So Doc, I think up to this one. Any question, Doc, or anyone?
Any questions, please?
I saw on the chat. Okay. I got a question on the chat, Doc.
Okay, let's see what that is.
Yes.
Who's asked the question? Can you ask it? Just unmute yourself and go ahead. Oh, I can't speak. Okay, somebody's saying I can't speak. Oh no.
They only can type, right? So I saw.
I don't see the question. Sorry.
Oh, I see the question here is actually from Dwight Twinkler. Okay, so he's asking about a client from US company. Is have a stem cell factory company in research, and since 2008 would love, So if we're talking about funding, yes, we would like to learn more about like what his company can do. And then also at the same time, okay, there's a lot of collaboration and there's a lot of funding that I can hook up with. So it just depends on how game changing it's gonna be. So definitely, I'm gonna be open to this conversation, Doc, to have your members, to access into my partners, because I also have an investor from Saudi Arabia, which we closed around about like 1 year ago, and then I just have a call with Saudi Arabia about 24 hours ago, he's asking me how to set up a stem cell factory in Riyadh and also Jeddah. Because as you know, Riyadh and Jeddah, they got a lot of funding, but they don't want the money go out easily, but they just want to control it themselves. Yes, we do have that part.
Very good. So
Please.
in terms of when we think about you and what opportunities you have, can people be investors? It sounds like, and is that the main opportunity that people will have in working with you?
Yes, there's a one option if less people look for funding, and I can hook up into my several partners if they really if I found that it's a deemable. But if let's say they want to enter Indonesia, they want to enter South Korea, they want to enter Hong Kong, they want to enter even Australia. Yes, I do have an extensive network, including Middle East. Yes, I do have an extensive network that I really can really open that one up. Oh, and also Japan.
Okay, that's quite a mix. Do you ever get back to Australia?
I'm going to Australia next month, Doc. For 1 week.
Very good.
Finally,
Okay.
finally.
You have
Yeah.
family there? Is that it?
My family is flying with me to Indonesia, but of course they are flying with me together back there for just for a week and then just catching up with old friends. Because I have my old friend that is a big in logistics. He want to meet me up. He said, "Look, Australia is getting tough here. And look, and but I want to meet you." Okay, so we're gonna explore the opportunity too.
Fantastic. Let's continue to go around the room and definitely Turbot, if you can hang on, it would be great to have
Yes.
you connect up with Jung Moon of Dream Kim. And so Jung, we met him through the Korea Innovation Center when he was leading the activity there, and he subsequently has left. And the company he's working with is his own founding company, helping companies be Korean companies in particular be successful in the U.S. Jung, when I mentioned the name of your company, Dream Kim, to Mijong Hibbets when we were at CS a couple weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
she smiled and said, "Oh, that has a good feeling." So she really likes the name of your company very much. I guess it has
Yeah.
a good feeling in both English and Korean. Would
Yeah.
you like to
So
would
hopefully
you like to
still.
share a little bit more about what you're doing and what your opportunities are?
Okay. So basically, Dreamcom is business consulting companies that I like to help a lot of Korean tech startups or SMEs cross border to United States. So there is a lot of just a pre requisite contents or understanding about the U.S. market. That's why I just founded Dreamkill. And basically, there is four areas that I focused. One is the deep tech area. We just putting together as a cohort, entrepreneur cohort program to deploy their services and product launch in United States. And the other one is a global proof of concept project, which is the pinpointing certain companies, product and service and solutions getting the GTM and then deploy in the United States. And then another one is looking for a U.S. partnership, which is the to proceed with proof product market fit. So PMF project. So this is a more toward to the one particular company tailor their US GTM strategies and then optimization of their business plan and business ops in the United States. And lastly, what I've done last 2 years, we have done a startup demo day for Korean startups, picking up deep tech, semiconductor sensors, fintech, or the automotive industry technologies. So making a great and the effective exposure to the Silicon Valley. At this moment, but this year we are kind of expanded to the East Coast as well. So if anybody got interested, just kind of just let's connect it and have this type of kind of deep tech or Korean Tech Demo Day event in East Coast as well. That's about what I do, and then what I've been doing last year and a half in West Coast.
Okay, so basically do you have some events coming up that would make sense for some of us to participate in?
So actually, I'm working on a certain project that I like to make a partnership with 3 or 4 Korean companies. Kind of just launching their product services in the United States. Probably that's the kind of first step that Global Chamber members got participate into.
Okay.
And then I have one particular project is ongoing right now. I have one Korean company is expanding into the United States. They are focusing on the kind of energy infrastructure industry, more toward to the transmitting tower and looking for a partnership with the EPC engineering procurement and the construction sector.
Okay. So
If their fit is quite just aligned, they might be participate into their kind of acquiring some of their equity or making an investment into the U.S. EPC companies.
I see.
Yeah.
Probably would make sense to connect them with Vinayak Gupta, who is our board chair for San Francisco. So
All right.
I think you might know him, but I'll make a note to follow up with you on that.
All righty.
Does
So
anyone... Oh, go ahead.
so there is a more, I mean, throughout this year, we may kick off the U.S. partnership starting in March, and product market fit project starting around May time frame. And our annual events, the Dream Kilns Dream Challenge Case Startup Demo Day, will be tentatively scheduled on mid-November this year.
Mid-November. Okay.
Yeah, so we're looking for a lot of people, just to get involved, and then looking for U.S. companies, investors, connections as well.
Very good. Typically, what are the needs of these companies? Is it investment or clients or resources or all of the above?
Basically, it's 3 areas. Kind of, they want to be seeking a partnership and sales channel development and the technology enhancement R&D partnership.
Okay. Very good. Any questions? I don't see anybody's hand raised or any mics undone.
Hey, Doug, I joined just, can you hear me?
We can, Pankaj. How are you?
Good, just I joined for family responsibilities. I joined Davos, probably you know that. So if I miss first part, Jang Moon as well as earlier any speaker, if you are looking for a funding and we can help, I based in North Carolina. So we are only helping for funding, nothing else. Thank you so much.
So,
All right, good to know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And typically, he's involved with funding 5 million and up.
Doug, the Rev Capital you posted. We working with Rev Capital. They are starting with 2 million, so 2 to 3 million. So I posted it there. So 2 million, 5. Most of the investors are 5, but the Red Capital is starting with a 2. But definite, we need a revenue. Without revenue, they are not talking. So
Okay.
you posted Arizona-based company, Rev Capital. We are working with them directly.
Sounds good. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Jung, for sharing. We'll continue to go around the room, and you were not scheduled to speak, Yewon Kim, But given the Korean kind of angle that we have, kind of a thread going, it might make sense for you just to introduce yourself and share more about the Korea West intern program that you have. Are you available to speak and just say a couple words about what's coming up?
I am. Perfect. Thank you for the opportunity, Doug. I did not know we were not signed up. I will make sure to do that next time. I do have like a little presentation deck, but would that be too much? Should I just go short?
Probably, yeah, just speak it out so
Oh,
that we
okay.
just get a sense of
Nice.
what it is and just for a few minutes.
All right. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Yeon here at IGE, Institute of Global Exchange. We are doing a lot of J1 internship programs, and this year we have started something called the Korea West program. So you might already be familiar with the Korea West program. I've heard that Cultural Vistas is playing a big role in this organization as well. So it's basically a short-term program where the really qualified interns come all the way from Korea to here. So they are looking for a unpaid internship for 12 to 16 weeks. They are available to relocate anywhere in the US, and they are suitable for multiple positions, including business administration, marketing. There are some engineering students. There's like a developer. So there's like multitudes. So if you are in need of any kind of interns that could bring like a fresh Korean perspective into your organization, I would really appreciate if you could consider. If you need any more information, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
It can be anywhere in the US.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So some of you, maybe all of you, hopefully are aware of the Cultural Vistas activity that are longer term interns, and this is a shorter term one. So it's an interesting program. There's no cost to the company. And as you said, bringing a Korean perspective. Eugene Son is through the Korea West program of Cultural Vistas. She's in this room here, and she's working at Global Chambers. So we're familiar with it, and it's a great program. Any questions? And hearing none. If you know of companies that are open to interns, particularly those with an international angle to them, please let us know, and we're happy to connect. Somebody like a Dwayne Canova, for instance, who works with Dwayne, you work with so many companies, and I know you do some outsourcing from the Philippines, but I'll bet you've had some experience with young people from Korea, and it's probably all been good. So thanks for joining today.
Good to be here.
Another person who was not scheduled to speak, I haven't seen him for a while, so at least I want to say hi. Comey Clue of Emmy Group. Comey, are you in Delaware? Are you in Ghana? Are you somewhere else? Can you say hi, and what's going on in your world?
Doug, I'm currently in the US. I'm getting ready to head back to Africa. And so what's going on in Africa is open for business and we are growing. I'm getting ready to publish the top investment destinations in West Africa, which present hard opportunities. But mainly this year, 2025, where we position ourselves in is talent. Africa has a lot of talent and skills, whether it is in the IT, back office, level 1, level 2, support. Our team, bilingual team, I might add, English and French, based in West Africa. We are ready to support anybody who needs outsourcing. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing. Sipile, how are you? You have your hand raised, so I appreciate that. And I was going to call on you next to speak as well. Did you have a question, or did you just waving hi?
Actually, I wanted Yeon to put her contact information in the chat so that we could get a hold.
Let me do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great idea. And you're also going to be speaking a little bit today, I understand. So I look forward to catching up. The name of your company seems to have changed, and so or I just missed it, but I'm definitely interested to learn more what's going on. What opportunity do you have to share today?
Yes, so I am with Fixity Technologies. And so what we do is, I've been in Mexico for about 8 years, originally from the United States, Hawaii, but I grew up in Kansas. So that's this lovely Midwestern accent that I have. And so I've been in Mexico 8 years, and I've been helping technology companies come and start operations here in Mexico. And with Fixity Technologies, what we do is we are really staffing and RPO experts. We have 3 locations. We have it in the United States, India, and we've started this nearshoring operation about 2 years ago. So what we do in Mexico is we really focus on how we can get nearshore talent, Mexico talent working for foreign companies, or how we can help those foreign companies come here to Mexico, establish their operations, and then really just go alongside them and help them build their operations, their team, teach their admin staff, whatever we need to do to help them succeed here in Mexico. So that's really what we do. In Mexico, we're seeing a lot of change. Technology is still a huge platform, and we're seeing probably the hottest is cybersecurity, the AI, and just the influx of all of the data sciences and stuff like that. We expect to see about 26,000 new jobs just in technology. And technology, actually, we are graduating more technical degrees here in Mexico than the US is. And we've been doing that for about 10 years now. So there's a huge opportunity to get great quality staff trained and with a good English level at a fraction of the cost. And so we're seeing that really skyrocket. Alongside, because of all of the companies that are coming here, we've seen a huge drive in the automotive, aerospace industries. That high-tech manufacturing is coming here. We've seen a big increase in the Chinese presence over the last few years. Last year was, I think, record numbers and the number of Chinese companies coming here to Mexico. And we've seen a huge increase in those jobs here in Mexico as well. So we're really excited about the opportunities for Mexicans to work here with all of the changes that are going on. We have more opportunities because now we're going to see an influx of, unfortunately, deportees, whether it's voluntary or involuntary, and probably some kids from the Dreamers Act coming here to Mexico very soon. So what does that mean for companies looking for talent? It means that we're going to have native English speakers, a whole lot of them here. And that has been really fueling the call center industry and all of that nearshore back office industry. And so there's going to be a huge influx. I forecast this year to really help those markets. And so companies that are looking for back office support, that are looking for sales teams and customer service teams and all of that, there's a huge opportunity there. Not only are they going to have that native English, but they're also going to really understand that American culture, a lot of them. So Fixity Technologies is one of those companies that are reaching out to help create databases, understand how to create a Mexican CV, and make sure that we can help them find jobs and help employers find great talent. So
okay. So from a business standpoint, for businesses, they can come to Fixity to get lower cost tech resources than they can get in the US. Is that the value proposition?
Absolutely. Definitely in the tech industry, but because we're really focused on helping Mexico, we've ventured out into those high-tech manufacturing jobs as well as those call center jobs and BPO jobs as well.
Okay. Any questions for Sipile? You're based in Querétaro, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
And you're still on the advisory board there, right, with Gabriella? Are you still the board chair?
I am the board chair. Yes.
Yay. Okay. Fantastic. I just actually finished the book, The Rise and Fall of Nations, and it's an amazing book because it talks on data, actual economic data, and how nations succeed and fail. And one of the success factors is immigration and having immigrants and having more and more immigrants. And the data clearly shows that countries that have an influx of immigrants gain economic growth, and those that have an outflow lose in economic growth. So I'm going to guess that it's not going to be as bad as we expect, that a lot of the talk now is nonsense because it's economically stupid to ship people who are bilingual and know what they know out of your country. It just doesn't make any sense. So I may be too too logical here, but I think just like the tariffs, I just don't think they're going to happen, but we'll see. I guess we'll all see, won't we?
Yeah, I agree with you there. And I think that, it's a great opportunity for Mexico. We're gonna get a lot of kids that grew up in the United States back with their skills and talents and abilities. And I think that also there's a lot of expats coming this way. So like you said, immigration. So I think we're gonna see a lot of change in Mexico over the next year or two.
Yeah, it's it'll help Mexico if it actually does happen. Thank you for sharing today. Really appreciate it. We had two other speakers, and I think I had heard that one was on the road and couldn't attend. So basically, what we have here is a situation where I think we're finished in terms of speakers, and so I'd just like to open up the floor and just if any of you have opportunities that you'd like to share or needs that you have, like you have a pressing need of something that you'd like some help from the Global Tribe, please let us know. I'll just open up the floor. Who's got anything? Pauline Crawford is somebody that I got to meet finally in person in Las Vegas. So thank you so much. I was really fascinated to hear about all the work that you're doing. Anything that we should know about that we should be kind of keep in mind?
Yes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's. I'm Dr. Pauline Crawford, and I'm a Brit, but I'm in Las Vegas. And I did have the pleasure of meeting Doug last week. We had a hug and a very nice meal, and it was a wonderful event. I'm passionate about the life that we live and how we can use our life credential. So I run the International University of Entrepreneurology, and that is about earned life credential. So it's very important. If any of you feel the urge to have this kind of PhD, it's a very unique earned one. But my passion is to share the wisdom that we have as mature entrepreneurs and business people with younger adults. Because I don't know whether you know, but half the world is under 30, and the 18 to 30s are the largest demographic. And there's a lot of call for our wisdom with them. And in fact, I've been working with Nima, who's part of the Global Chamber in Tanzania, with her 18 to 30-year-olds. So we work in a lot of places across Africa. I used to live in Malaysia, so I've got some of my PhDs there. And I'm really looking to expand this opportunity across the chamber because we've all got a lot of wisdom. And it's not about necessarily your subject matter, but it's about how you approach the world as the world is changing so rapidly. So entrepreneurology is about combining knowledge, experience, and imagination. And I think we need a lot of imagination at the moment to change the world the way it is. So there it is. It's a PhD, capital PhD, professional higher doctorate. and it's part of a program which is intergenerational wisdom sharing. So if you want to know any more about that, then I would really love to talk to anybody who's either in the field of education or who just wants to have this credential for their own benefit and the benefit of the younger generation, who are going to be the leaders of the future and hopefully members of the chamber.
Were you part of the Heinrich Foundation's meeting last week where they talked about higher ed, and what did you think of that? Were you there?
Where was that?
At Global Chamber, we had the Heinrich Foundation talking about how to select a master's program.
Yes, what I was really interested there was that Helmut actually said exactly what I am about, which is the mindset of the entrepreneur is over and above their special subject matter. So we need the masters, and I'm very impressed with the master's program, but we also need this mindset, which is about how we take this to another level. So I think it's a very complementary aspect. And in fact, Helmut and I are talking about that on LinkedIn. So I'll update you. The connection with him was very good.
Fantastic. Well, that's great. Thank you for sharing, and great to meet you at CES. My head is still exploding from CES, and we have an event on February 7th, Friday, February 7th. We're going to decompress from CES. So one of the people that's going to kick off is someone I didn't know was even there. Paul Charles is a longtime member, and he was apparently there, and he visited. He told me he hit every floor, and he told me the number of booths that he visited, and it just boggled my mind over the 4 or 5 days. So so we'll hear kind of the overall view of it from Paul, and then each of us will give our perspectives. Hope everybody can join on that. Who else has anything?
Hey, Doug, thank you so much for, I think, Dr. Pauline, we miss you. On the first day when you guys are hanging around, I was on the airport. So I joined second and third. Yeah, fortunately, meet Doug, and we are roaming around it. So hopefully we will hit you again on 7th. And also, Doug, we are looking for like the Korean, that gang 41, 42 companies. That is in the bottom floor. Which floor we are, because last 2 days I roaming around all the 5th floor, twice, not once, twice. The floor you are looking for Korean, that 41 company, they are on the ground floor. So
Okay.
we are on the like a first floor, like a second floor. Till the 5th floor, I roaming around all the companies multiple times. Then it was my lifetime achievement to see so many. Yes, already I'm working with couple of companies, so for their funding. So it was really great. So hopefully every year we'll be joining there. That is the biggest opportunity. We don't want to miss it.
It was amazing. Another amazing person is Mark Cohen, and you might have seen him in today's newsletter. Normally we get the newsletter out on Mondays. It kind of dribbled out today just because things were really busy. And it features a picture of Mark with Saeed Amidi, who is the founder and CEO of Plug and Play based in the San Francisco area. And he was at Global Chamber Phoenix International State of the Metro last week, and he kind of casually talked about how he had a building in Palo Alto, California, and the founder, Peter Thiel of PayPal, they had like 3 or 5 employees, and they came into his building, and then Google joined, and they had like 5 employees. And so he was very much literally on the ground floor. And he's an interesting fellow because he also ran a polyethylene business, I think it was actually the polyethylene businesses in Mexico. And so he's just had a really interesting background. Mark, I don't know whether you can say hi, but you're involved in some really important projects as well.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Doug, thanks for the wonderful, spin on what you did and the press release and so forth. We're very grateful. We want to get the word out there as much as possible to do good in the world. we were involved today, most recently, with Fox and Friends, where, you know, Project Max was on the forefront with, you know, what we're doing with athletes for Israel, and not so much Israel, but for humanity. And we've just been so blessed that we're just focusing in on doing good and getting the messages out there under this time that we're all in this time of change in the world, and we all think very positive that it's going to be great, because we're going to have to make it great. We only have one way to go, right, Doug? And so with the chamber, more than anything else, is we're trying to get all the cultures together, how we can all build out this wonderful thing that you created, Doug, you know, for the global chamber, and how we can incentivize and how we can build this wonderful meaning of this tribe that we built for humanity. And so I'm really excited about every day when I wake up, because I see the light of what you're bringing to all the wonderful people and the souls in the world, of how we're going to connect everybody together. Because at the end of the day, I feel really strong and passionate about everybody wants to do good. And so I'm on a mission right now to just connect, and how we can embrace everybody, and how we can collaborate, and how we can all be good spirit souls for the world. And that's where we're at today, and that's all we can say. I want to connect with people, because, you know, even like a Christina, and even like people that want to do these nonprofits are going to be the next frontier. We have to collaborate together with other nonprofits. We have to talk about the meaning of life at birth to when somebody passes, and what type of legacy we want to bring for everyone. So I'm all into doing great things. And next week, you know, I've been honored by, you know, Pauline, you know, where she says, me and her are going to go on a platform, and we're going to talk about what men are about and what women are about. And so anxious to be on that call next on the 29th of January with the Global Chamber. So we're just going to make a great message on how we can build this out for everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mark. And I think, given, you know, Martin Luther King holiday this week,
yeah,
the focus in and appreciation that we are finitely disappointed at times, and there's certainly a lot to be disappointed at about the world right now, but there is infinite hope. We hopefully continue to tap into that collectively. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for all the great work that you're doing with anti-Semitism and the respect that all people deserve, and continuing to instill that in people's minds all over the world.
Yeah. One other thing I want to just add, you know, it's not so much anti-Semitism. It's really what the word racism is. Racism is for everyone. Racism is a word that we need to focus in on and gather, because if you have a conversation with somebody and the conversation goes like this, you know, what can I do good for you, or what can you do good for me, or how can I help you, or how could you help me? That's a start. And that collectively then will separate the hate, that will separate the dissension, that will separate, so we can all come together as one. And so we're just a message board, and it's just for humanity, for everyone. And you know, and that's the purpose of me right now, and what we're trying to do.
Appreciate you very much. Thank you for sharing and all that you do. There's a hand raised, and it's the amazing Louis Lau, who has been a member in multiple companies. He just gave led a Globinar on Malaysia and the opportunities there. He's in particular an expert on setting up manufacturing operations anywhere in Malaysia. Louis, how are you? Did you have a question? Would you like to share an opportunity? What's in your world today?
Yeah, hi. Good morning from here in Malaysia. Yeah, I just wanted to share about my company. So Worum, I set Worum up about a year ago. But we have been expanding quite quickly. So we recently did an acquisition in a contract manufacturing company that also does research and development. So what we do is we help companies. It could be a startup, it could be a established product manufacturing company, or it could be just a product company that does not have manufacturing. We basically help companies do R&D into new product developments or existing products to see how to improve them. We help companies manufacture these products out of Malaysia. So I think in recent days, quite a lot of topics about whether or not there will be increased tariffs or whether it be status quo or whether or not Mexico or Canada will be tariffed by the US. These are things that we can help companies with. Manufacturing in Malaysia, Malaysia is not I wouldn't say low cost, but reasonably cost, high quality, high reliability, good for tech manufacturing, and that's exactly what we do here in Warren. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Comey, you have your hand raised. What's going on?
Yeah, I touched on it briefly. I'm getting ready to publish our the top 4 investment destination in West Africa. We start in Africa this year. One change that we have introduced is we have sectioned the investment opportunities communication region by region. So we're starting with West Africa, then we jump into East Africa, where Ethiopia and Kenya are. But in West Africa, the top investment destination this year, based on our analysis, which encompasses like risk and so forth, and political risk, most importantly, are Cote d'Ivoire, also known as Ivory Coast, Ghana, our beloved country, Senegal, and Nigeria. In our documentation, we have like a reasoning and the stats and the enough data just to support and this listing of the top 4 investment destination in West Africa. Overall, we need to know that Africa is a booming continent with a very vibrant and young and technologically savvy population. And so BPOs, back office support, tech support, everything is happening there. But of course, many, many, many more African countries are becoming middle income countries. So consumption and everything else is happening there, including the free trade agreement. So for instance, if you are based in Ghana, whether you are a manufacturing company or you are a service company, you are based in Ghana, you automatically have access to 350 million going to 400 million markets in what is called the ECOWAS, which is the West African region, economic region. So these are the things that I'm getting ready to publish. I'll be sending it through the Global Chamber. You guys will have the first access to it before it goes to the general public on LinkedIn and everywhere else.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if you've read that book, The Rise and Fall of Nations, but the story about Africa I thought was fascinating, of the economics of it, of how oil countries, how damaging oil can be to a country, which is counterintuitive. It creates all sorts of problems out of it, and just the importance of creating exports and how vitally important that is for countries to get to the next level. And so all of the countries you've mentioned are a little bit more advanced than normal, right? And in those areas. And so that's
they're a little more advanced. And one thing that happened today, Google just unveiled, I put it on LinkedIn, Google just unveiled their beautiful office that they are getting ready to open in Nairobi, Kenya. It is a tech hub. So all these big tech companies are investing heavily. I think Google wants to invest $1 billion in Africa in the tech ecosystem. So they just unveiled the office looks so beautiful. So most of them are moving to Africa. At least they are opening operations in Africa. So Africa is open for business.
Thank you very much. And Connie is next. She figured out how to raise your hand. Yay! How are
So
you? This
you're creative for all
brilliant
this
marketer.
technology.
And so you're in a cold
Good, thank
area,
you.
it looks like. What would you like to share, Connie? I saw something in the WhatsApp group today from you and that you're doing, and you help people with their branding and their marketing, and you've got Middle East expertise, but you're now based in the U.S. What's going on?
Well, I am primarily based in Dubai. I'll be heading back next week, but I'm trying to expand Freedom to Create our consultancy to the US and globally as well. This is like our goal to spread our wings for 2025, to network and build, strategic business partnerships, with services that overlap, and then at the same time, obviously expand the network and acquire new business through companies, entrepreneurs, things of that nature. And the vision that Freedom to Create actually has is to go venture more into the tech and corporate industry. And the reason being is, as we all probably know, AI is, I call it an epidemic. I put it on LinkedIn today, a post about it, because I don't know if you guys all know GPT was unoperational for a few hours earlier today in the UK and the US. So then me being very creative had to put my 2 cents in, because I'm a avid person when it comes to human touch and creativity. But again, AI, of course, has its advantages. And actually, what I'm reaching out to you guys for is, again, I come from a very strong creative background, so I'm a very artsy person. And just before this meeting, somebody had actually said a very valid point to me and said, Connie, why don't you merge with perhaps other small businesses that provide AI software services, or some kind of form of an AI technology that could kind of merge with creative services, which I never actually thought of something like that before, because in short, obviously, when we create, there's certain protocols, the research and competitor analysis and building mood boards, et cetera, et cetera. There's a whole process. But maybe to streamline that process and market the business that, hey, we're technology advanced, we provide creative solutions combined with AI technology, which is, for me, it goes over my head, because I wouldn't really know what AI technology could overlap with creative skills at the moment, other than generating ready-made templates or AI imagery, things of that nature. So it's kind of like merging the two strategically. So I don't know if anybody out here would know or has any kind of maybe solution or software or something that might be able to overlap with graphic design skills. So it's not only AI generated and it's not only human created, it's a merge. So that's kind of something interesting and it was a good question to ask me before I joined this call. And secondly, as my request or ask is, obviously anyone who maybe is launching a new product or service or technology product or software that needs an identity and a brand to it, and a cohesive brand ecosystem when it comes to the guidelines and the look and feel and consistency of that product. This is, of course, where we come in, so we can provide a holistic approach and roll out the product in terms of branding. And then also, if there's any campaign or online marketing plan where, for example, this software needs to be create brand awareness, for example, to a global audience or a specific region. Of course, visual communication comes hand in hand with that, so we can provide all those visual assets as well. So yeah, that's about it. So it's a strategic business partnerships and of course, acquiring and networking with new individuals. So
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for
thank
sharing.
you.
Sayali, I think you were trying to raise your hand too, and then we'll get to Terbit. Did you have something to share, Sayali?
No, I was just trying to help Connie, so I just
Oh.
wanted to confirm that
That's what
before I give her instructions. But
I
yeah.
gotcha. Thank you. I like your
We
backdrop.
met actually. She's fantastic. Sayali is a tech guru, and I'm the artsy girl. So I think we could definitely reconnect, Sayali, because I never thought of this until
Absolutely.
tonight when that person asked me. So everything happens for a reason.
Let's
Yeah.
make sure you guys are connected for sure.
Yeah.
And Turbit's an amazing tech guy along with the funding side of it. Turbit, what's going on? Did you have something else to add?
Yes, I would like to have something to add, Doc. I would like to pass a message to Doc and the team too. And I noticed Dr. Paulette and Mark Cohen, that's a really, really, really good on the visionary. As you know that I'm got a very extensive network in Indonesia. If one day Dr. Pauline and Mark Cohen and with you, they want to enter and expose to Indonesia, I'll be able to help because I invested on 15 companies, and we also have a restaurant that I invest on. And technically, we can give a really exposure to these people that really want to create a humanity in a better way. That's all, Doc. I just want to add on that one. But great for everyone.
Indonesia is one of my favorite countries, and part of it is the people, and part of it is the food, and of course, it's an amazing natural place as well. Does anybody else have any?
Doug,
Oh yeah,
I
Mark.
would love to talk to him about Indonesia. I've been going to Indonesia for over 20 years, and so I think we could all collaborate together and get something going and have a discussion. So thank you for reaching out and being part of this group here.
Thank you, Turbit. I think that
Thank you, Doc. No problem.
That might bring us to the end of this. We'd like to finish on time and let everybody get to what you're doing next. This has been part 1 of the League of Opportunities. There is a part 2. It starts at 8 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So looks like it's 5 o'clock now. So that means 15 hours from now, we're going to do part 2. And there's another group. It's actually a larger group of people who are speaking tomorrow. And so if you've got something going on in 15 hours, sorry. But if you have some time, check it out, because there's some more global tribers who are looking to impact the world in a positive way. And let's continue to help each other and support each other and have an appreciation for the infinite possibilities that are our world. Despite anything nonsense that we see, sometimes you just turn the cheek and continue to focus in on what opportunities we can do to change the world positively. And I know all of you are doing that. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. Have a great rest of your day, and maybe see you in 15 hours, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Doc. Thanks for the
Thank
time.
you, Doc.
I appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks all.